It is a beautiful day in Claremore, Oklahoma. I'm sitting outside on my back porch. A wasp just flew by me. It better not sting me. We have a lot of construction going on in our, like it's a development. They're doing like phase two and phase three of our neighborhood. So I'm praying I can get through this episode without hearing nail gun and framing and construction workers behind me. It's so nice out here, and it's springtime here in Claremore, Oklahoma. It's March. At the time of this recording, March, April, May. It's just beautiful to be outside, and I love to bring my work outside, so I'm outside right now. But anyways, I'm just forewarning you. Hopefully, I hear a saw right now, but hopefully, you guys do not hear a lot of like nailing and like craziness in the background. So, anyways, let's jump into today's episode. I think this is going to hit home for a lot of salon owners right now that struggle with their team being on board on social media. My goal of this episode is to bring you guys a little bit of peace. Really, that's what I want. Is I want you guys to know you're not alone. Every single salon owner that has a team has struggled with this at some point inside of entrepreneurship, inside of leading and growing their team. Like, it's a struggle. It is a huge question that I get asked all the time is like, Lacey, how do you motivate them? Lacey, how do you handle when you have a commission service provider that is not active on posting their openings and you feel like you're constantly reminding them to post and haggling them? And how do I encourage them? How do I motivate them? How do I get them to use social media when they don't like technology? You guys, I've heard it all. And so, first, you're not alone. Second, this is not an easy, quick fix. If it was, you guys wouldn't be struggling with it. Let me just say, if it was a very quick fix, this would not be an issue to every salon owner because it is an issue. So I want to give you guys some, I'll say, some hard truths, some realization, some peace that hopefully you guys can sit with this and give you guys a little bit of golden nuggets because I always do inside the Level Up with Lacey podcast, but just help you navigate this, I'll say, challenge inside of your salon. So I've also had someone ask, and several times, students, do I incentivize them or punish them? One or the other. Do you incentivize them to do social media or do you punish them when they don't? I don't do neither. I don't do either one. And I'll get to that here inside this episode. So, inside of the show notes of this podcast, I'm actually going to link another podcast episode. It is called Slow Growing Assistance. The first year that we launched this podcast, we came out with this because, once again, this is a very frequently asked question, a hot topic inside of salon owners. If you guys want more clarity after this, I'm going to recommend you guys actually go listen to that. Everything in the episode is still true to this day. I'm just adding a lot to it. So please, please, please go listen to that episode if you want to go in a little bit more depth and just get more clarity on this topic, or you're like, Lacey, give me more, go listen. So I will link it inside the show notes. It all starts with you. I say this a lot. I'm going to continue to say it, but social media. So we're not just talking about slow growing teammates and slow growing assistants. We're talking about social media specifically. That's what this podcast is about. If you are not on social media as the salon owner, do not expect your team to. Lead by example. It starts with you. It always starts with you. And every single thing you do inside your company, you have to do it first. You have to lead the way. You have to pave the path. You have to show them what it looks like and what to expect. Okay. So I'm talking to probably a very few of you that are not active on social. The rest of you probably are. And you're like, Lacey, I am. I post every day, but my team still doesn't post, right? I've been there with you. Post every day. And team still didn't post, right? Okay. So you're going to have people that do, and you're going to have growth oriented artists, and you're going to have some that don't. I'm just going to say that. You are going to have people that resent it, that have a lot of pushback. They struggle. I've heard all the excuses, and I actually have quite a few written down from Stylists. Let's just jump into that right now. Maybe they're saying, I don't know what to post, or I spend an hour or 2 hours or all day trying to write a caption. What if they say, I want to be private. I don't want to be an influencer. I feel like it's cringy, or I just don't want to put myself out there. I just don't like it. I feel too salesy. I don't like my voice. I don't like to be on camera. You guys, all of these are excuses, but this is what your team members are telling you. Am I right or am I right now? Your team members are telling you these things. And to us, at least some of us, it's second nature. To me, because I have done it the last 7 or 8 years, social media is very easy for me to show my face. It's very easy for me to talk to you guys on this podcast right now. It's not for them because it's not the norm and they've never done it before. They've never created that habit or made it consistent inside of their business. All right. So I'm going to first start off by saying, welcome to 2025, where social media is no longer optional, especially inside the beauty industry. Okay. So I'm going to say that we've made it this far. Social media is not going away anytime soon. Do I think it's the end all be all to grow your clientele? No, I don't. I think there's many ways that you can grow a clientele. It's not just about social media, but social media is a big part of it. If you don't like it, tough shit, you probably signed up and you're in the wrong industry. Now, 20 years ago, not the case. But in today's world, it is what we live and breathe, and that is how we market our business. It's a big part of how we market our business. There are other aspects. I'm not going to get into that today, but social media is a huge part of it. So when someone's not on board, it tends to cause resentment. We tend to think they're lazy. We don't understand why they don't want to do it. It's like we get all those excuses and pushback and they still don't post, right? And so it just causes that tension between salon owner and employee. And that's why I'm here, is to release that tension and help you guys a little bit with that. And I'm not saying by any means that you should just like let it go, because I don't. So I either say you're either going to be okay with it or you're going to fix it. How are we going to fix it? Or are you okay with some people just being extremely go-getters, growth-oriented? They post, they build really fast, and then you have other slow-growing stylists, team members, assistants that aren't posting. And will they grow their clientele? Probably. Name of the game, they're probably going to grow, but it's going to be at snail's pace. And that's not what we want for our team. We want them to have that accelerated growth. And we know that social media is a big part of that, to reach more people. And it's free. So I could harp on this all day. But I do want to say too, it's not your job to build their clientele. So I'm speaking to you right now as the salon owner. It is not your job to build said stylist. Some of you would disagree with me. I don't care the model. I don't care if you own a rental salon. I don't care if you own a commission-based salon, hourly, whatever the model is, it is the artist's responsibility to grow their own clientele. Now, is it a perk working for a commission-based salon that feeds you clients and has a receptionist and that has online booking and provides all these resources and has someone that does their marketing on social media? Yes, it's a huge perk. It's huge. But that's not all you should rely on. I see the people that have the most explosive growth are the salons that's pouring into their marketing and helping funnel clients into them, and they are doing it as well. You have two sources. Those stylists are the ones that are outbeating, outrunning, outlasting anyone else in this growth game and gaining new clientele, scaling their income, just growing, just scaling behind the chair. They're killing it because they have the salon and they're doing it on their own. So a lot of salon owners I see, at least my students that I've talked to, feel this pressure as commission-based salon owners to provide, like, we're just slow. I'm sorry I couldn't provide. Like, someone quits because they didn't have the walk-ins or the call-ins, or they didn't build as quick as they could. I just talked to someone recently and they had a huge burden. They're like, I just feel so bad that we're slow right now. We didn't have the business. And she quit. The assistant quit. Do not put that burden on your shoulders. It's not your job. It is not your job. You did anything and everything you could. Now, did you, first of all? Are you doing everything you can, and are you giving them the tools and the resources to build their own clientele? Because to me, that's the most important skill set. Are we teaching them to critically think? Are we teaching them to market their business? Are we giving them the skills? Are we teaching them to do hair behind the chair, especially if it's an assistant? So we'll come back on an assistant. If they're brand new to the game, are we doing a great job leading and training our team in the technical aspect? But what I will say, and I think this is one of the most important things, whether you agree with me or not, that marketing is essential. And I would argue that it's more important than the technical aspect of doing hair. You can be the best artist in the world. And I've seen some incredible people come across my company. Incredible. Naturally talented, naturally gifted, sweet talker. Oh my God, they can connect with every guest. They have a 100% retention rate because everyone comes back to them. They're doing incredible haircuts. They're a great colorist, but they suck at marketing themselves. And they're one of the lowest income revenue producers in the whole salon. I've seen it for 10 plus years. It's because they can't market their business. They have no idea. They're missing the business aspect. That's a huge part of being successful inside this industry. I would argue and that it is more important to be able to market your business than to be able to do a good haircut. Because what you could refine that skill and take color classes and go and educate yourself and do all the things and certification after certification after certification. But who are you going to practice those skills on if you have no booties in the chair? Marketing is more important. And you're talking to someone that has a marketing degree. So that's from Oklahoma State University. I have a degree in marketing. So it's like do or die. It's what I know. It's what I live. It's what I breathe. And it's that important. So, and I would be harping that to your team. You can do great hair, but if you can't market your business, you're not going to be doing great hair on anyone. You have to know that skill set. And it's our job as the owners to teach them how to do this. Okay. Woo, I'm just getting started and I like it. Okay, so when a stylist tells you they're burnt out on social media, I want to put a little perspective on this for a second. Or you're burnt out on social media. You're saying like, I'm just tired of doing it. And God, we all are. We go through seasons. I'm in a season right now of like not posting as much. I'm also going through a transition from social media managers right now. So that we can talk about another day, but I do have help inside my social media on both sides, on Salon Lace and inside LG Education. And we go through seasons where it's down and that's okay, but I can promise you I'll always get back at it. And my goal is to always have one post, one reel a day that is high value, high impact to my followers and to my students. It's about the value and the impact. And as doing hair, yours should be the same. How are you teaching people how to style, how to do their hair at home, how they need you? Like what's going to make a stylist book with you? How are you different than anyone else? Branding. I'm not going to get into that. That's a huge deal. Huge deal. How do you make your followers feel when they consume your content? All right. So back to when a stylist is burnt out on social media or you're burnt out on social media. I believe that it comes down to two things. Okay. One of the main reasons is it's not producing a good result. So meaning you're not getting bookings, you're not getting likes, you're not getting followers, you keep on doing it and you're on a hamster wheel posting and reels and carousels and all the things and you ain't getting shit in return. You have a low return on your investment. You're investing time. Social media is a free platform, but is it truly free? Because of how much time we spend on that little platform. Whether I'm talking about Instagram, Facebook, I don't care what your platform is, some social media platform. It's not free, but it's because it's not producing a good result. And then this leads me to number 2 is you don't know what you're doing to achieve that result. Ooh, meaning you keep posting the same shit that's not getting you any leads, that's not getting you inquiries, that's not giving you bookings. You post your openings, it's not working, and you get frustrated. So then you're burnt out. You're back at square one. When you start seeing momentum on social media, when you start seeing bookings and applications coming in, if you still do that, if you don't, online bookings or inquiries, DMs, whatever it is you're shooting for, then you're going to start to see a return on your investment. Then social media suddenly becomes fun and you want to do more of it. So the reason that your team is burnt out and doesn't want to do it is they have not felt this momentum. They have not got a good result. All right. Now, I'm going to give you guys a little bit of help. So hold on, I got to reposition real quick. My foot's going to sleep. Sorry. This is real life, guys. Oh, now my microphone's about to fall over. All right, being raw and real with you guys for a second. Okay, I'm going to give you guys a link. So if they don't know how to achieve a good result, they don't know what they're doing. If they are spending hours trying to write a caption, and captions I hear from my team, I'm going to give you guys an educational platform that's going to give you a bank of hundreds, if I don't know, thousands, hundreds of captions as an artist. I truly believe one of the best social media education platforms for hairstylists, for beauty entrepreneurs. It is called the Content Coven by Coach Ani. I'm a part of the Content Coven myself. I am constantly learning. I am on the Q&As and the monthly calls. I'm going to drop a link right here and you guys can start for $20 a month. So I'm not sure if you can share it with your team. This would be a question for Coach Ani. Share it with your team. Have your team sign up. If you could pay less than like $40 a month, I want to say it's like 47, less than $50 a month, and know how to get these results on social media to what your followers are wanting, to get bookings, to get booties in your chair, would you pay that $50 a month? Probably. I would 10 million times. You're going to get your return on your investment with one new booking. So think about that for a second. You invest $50. You're sure as hell are charging more than $50 for a color, or you should. You're going to get like a 4 times return on that investment. Why would you not? So the excuse of not knowing how, that's a lame ass excuse, because there's education out there teaching you how and doing a really good job keeping up with algorithms and changes in Instagram and how to position your bio and story highlights and what is the trends for 2025. Right now when I'm producing this podcast, it's 2025. Ani researches these things. Why would you not be a part of something, to me, that is so inexpensive to give you a huge return on your investment? So if your team doesn't know, that's where I would start. No excuses. Put in the work. Show up to the calls. Consume the information. Learn to be a better student. Learn to do social media. Learn. Absorb it all. If they don't want to, and this is where I'm going to hit you right here. I'm saying in the heart a little bit, and this is where I'm going to give you some tough love. If they don't, and you can give them all the tools and the resources like you are right now, are they the right team members? This is hard because you would say at times like, I don't know if they are, but are you doing anything about it? And this is why I don't incentivize and I don't punish. It's not my job to incentivize someone. I'm not going to dangle a carrot and say, I'll give you $250 bonus if you don't miss a post. I'm not doing that. I'm not going to do that. I have in the past, and I know you probably have too. I'm not going to give bonuses for that. It's part of your job. I'm not going to dangle a carrot. I'm not going to dangle cash for someone to do something that I think is do or die, like it's make or break your business. I shouldn't have to. I should not have to do that, okay? Next thing is do you fire people? Like, what's the punishment if they don't? I don't do that either. It's ultimately their decision. What's going to come of this is they will grow at snail's pace. They are the ones that maybe are the most accelerated, experienced, amazing artists, and maybe they're getting referrals and they're growing in other ways. But missing the mark on social media is like you're missing a huge mark. There are so many, I don't know the stats, everyone on social media platforms. And if it's not on Instagram, it's not on Facebook. If it's not on Facebook, it's on TikTok. If it's not on TikTok, is it on Snapchat? Whatever. All the new social media platforms, and there's new ones coming out every single year. That's not changing. People are staying on social media, and that's not going away. They're missing the mark. And I would ask you to ask yourself if these team members are the right team members that align with your core values and your salon mission. I let team members stay too long that didn't align with my core values. And it caused resentment. And it caused me to feel the same feelings that you're feeling right now of how do I get them on board? How do I motivate them? They're just not doing social media. And it finally got to a point to where I said, it's not that I didn't care, but they're also not sabotaging the salon in any way. It's not hurting me. It's hurting them at the end of the day. Right? And that's something to think about and something to take into consideration. Now, the model could be a little different. Rental versus commission is like, or if they're just dead as can be and they have no one on their books, that's a different situation. And I talk about that in the Slow Growing Assistants podcast. If it's costing you money, that is absolutely a problem. If you're paying for them to be there and they have no one on their books, like you absolutely 30, 60, 90 days touch base, let them go. Like if they can't even bring in one person, not a good fit. Not a good fit, especially if they're not doing anything and they're not utilizing social media. In the show notes, I'm actually giving you guys our social media commitment. I would start here. I would absolutely start with giving them a commitment and starting right from day one. So you have to set the expectations from day one. And maybe you start over. You're like, okay, the team we have right now, we've kind of created some bad habits. Okay, cool. Start with your new assistant, start with your new hire, set the expectation from day one, hold them accountable and talk about that. The first week that they steer off, you have a conversation. You don't let them get to that point, even though the team can bring them down. You have to set the expectations from day one. And I would absolutely have them sign our social media commitment. And we're going to tag that below. Just for being a follower, just for listening to our podcast, I want to gift you guys our social media portion inside of our program, and to give you guys some tips and tricks to pass this on to your assistants and to your team. All right. The next thing is to always have the conversation. If it's bothering you and building up resentment, give it 24 hours. If it's been building up resentment for more than 24 hours, you're long past that conversation at that point. And I always say, keeping the peace creates a war inside yourself. And if you're keeping the peace about this, you've already created a war internally. Have the conversation. And I would have the conversation sooner rather than later of setting the standard. What do you expect inside social media? We call it a commitment. It's not a contract. I'm not making anyone sign a contract saying you have to do this inside social media, because at the end of the day, it's only hurting them. I want to lead by example, but I'm also not going to babysit people. And I've come to peace that if there's people inside my company that don't do social media, that's on them. And I'm okay with that. I've come to peace with it. I've actually been at peace for the last several years with people not doing social. That's on them. But I also have people that are killing it inside social media, and we celebrate that. Those are the ones I'm closer with, because I will say we're just more like-minded. You also don't want an entire salon of mini yous. You want a healthy ecosystem and company with different types of personalities, different types of Enneagrams to make the world go round. It would not function. You cannot have an entire salon of type A personalities or of Enneagrams 3s. It's not going to function. It would be a disaster, honestly. So different types of people make a very well-rounded salon. Are you okay with it, or are you not? And if you're not, what are you doing about it? Ooh, so good. So good. I hope I've given you guys some food for thought. You get to do social media, and it can be fun when done properly. And when you have a plan, and when you batch content and you're ahead of the game, and you have posts 2 weeks out, a week out, heck, even if you had a week ahead, that's when the game changes. I'm not a believer of waking up every morning and doing a post. I did that for 6 years. Since like July of last year, I've always been ahead on top of my social. So, and like I said, we're in transition right now on social media manager. So you're going to be like going to Lacey's Instagram and be like, she hasn't posted. We are in a transition. We have a system. We have a damn good system. And I can link that below too. I'll actually go ahead and link our social media content training. And if you're curious on like batching, if you're curious on how I use my Google Calendar and task it out, I don't do it all. I don't want to create my reels. That's what I suck at. I'm great at getting the content. I'm great at doing my captions. I'm not great efficiently, and I suck at actually putting together reels. I don't think my time is best well spent there. So that is what I task out. We'll link it below so you guys can catch that training if you want. So anyways, I hope this has been insightful. I hope that if anything, this has given you guys some peace. I'm giving you guys like a sense of direction where to go from here when your team says this. Because it's tough. And it is a huge question that I get all the time. How do you motivate your people? How do you do this? It's like nagging. Get them on board or let it go. I'm going to end it at that. Get your team on board. Everyone's doing social. Everyone's signing the social media commitment, committing to 3, 4, 5, 7 days a week, whatever your expectations are, or let it go. At the end of the day, it's hurting said stylist. Not everyone is going to be just like you. And that's okay. I have had to come to terms with that the last couple of years. I say the last 5 years. Not everyone's like me. It's okay. So, not everyone's going to be just like you. Anyways, we got a lot of resources that we've mentioned below, so go check those out inside the show notes. I hope you guys are, it's spring now, right? Yeah, we're into spring. You should be. That the weather's starting to get nice. You're enjoying some time with your family, maybe planning some summer vacations. Hopefully you can get away with your family and just enjoy this time. What a beautiful time to be alive. Man, we've got some exciting things coming up in LG education. So anyways, I love you guys so much. Thank you guys for always tuning into the podcast. We will catch you guys next week. Thank you for tuning in to the Level Up with Lacey podcast. I love you guys so very much. We'll talk soon. Bye, guys.